Hey, Tati here. So this episode is an oldie from the vault. This is a replay that I originally recorded back in August of 2020. It is a super valuable episode on 5 mistakes that prevent you from relaxing. So if you're somebody who struggles with relaxing, you can't stop overthinking, you can't slow down, I hope you enjoy it. Do you struggle with finding time to relax? Actually disconnecting from work, responsibilities, stress, and truly enjoying your life? When you have too much on your plate and you put too much pressure on yourself and you struggle with anxiety and overthinking, relaxation can seem elusive. In this episode, I'm going to discuss 5 mistakes that are preventing you from relaxing and finding calm. The side effects of never relaxing can include irritability, resentment, overwhelm, frustration, feeling like the cycle of work and responsibility is never ending, overthinking, complaining, feeling unmotivated, isolating yourself from social activities, flakiness or saying no to events or obligations at the last minute, and ups and downs in your mood. And these are only a few. I know that you think focusing on getting things done is going to help you get ahead so that you can finally relax. But the problem is that this moment never comes. There will always be more to do. More items on your to-do list, more emails to reply to, more bills to pay, more to clean, more things to fix in your home, more people to call, more. It's exhausting. So basically what you're telling yourself is, I never get to relax. And this cycle has to end. Because the only way you are going to accomplish more and truly enjoy your life, like enjoy it today, not in weeks, months, or years from now, is by taking the time that you need to disconnect, shut down, and relax. In today's episode, you're going to learn the 5 mistakes that prevent you from relaxing, my 4 tips to help you relax and to take a vacation from your thoughts, and how taking breaks and relaxing actually makes you more productive. Thank you so much for tuning in. The 5 mistakes that prevent you from relaxing. Mistake number 1 are the beliefs that you hold about relaxing. So here are some examples. I can't relax until everything is done. I've got too much to do to relax. Or your high expectations, such as perfectionism. And I talked all about perfectionism in my last podcast episode. So if that's a topic that interests you, definitely go check it out after you finish listening to or watching this episode. In that episode, you learn all about the root causes of your perfectionism. But going back to the beliefs that prevent you from relaxing, the reality is that just like I said in the introduction to this episode, there will always be more to do. And when you have these beliefs and high expectations, it keeps you stuck in the cycle of wanting to do, and not focusing on just being and enjoying the present. Enjoying and experiencing life is about more than just doing. It's about being present, experiencing the moment, and noticing what's around you. Take a few moments to look around you right now. What do you notice? What do you see, smell, and hear? And how do you feel by just taking these few moments to practice just being and not doing? So the second thing that prevents you from relaxing is going to be probably controversial, but it's checking your phone, email, social media, anything that's a distraction on your phone or technology when you're trying to relax or disconnect. Many articles and studies have cited that smartphone addiction is more likely in individuals with anxiety and depression. So why are smartphones so addictive? Smartphone usage lights up the reward center in your brain by releasing the neurotransmitter dopamine. These are the same processes that occur during other types of addictions, such as addictions to drugs. So each time you get a notification on your phone, like you get a phone call, a text message, an email, an app notification, you get a positive feeling. So essentially, we've trained ourselves to be like Pavlov's dog. So if you've never heard of Pavlov's dog, this was a psychological experiment conducted regarding classical conditioning. So basically, the dogs were trained to salivate when a bell was rang because they expected that a treat would be coming. So that was the reward. Similarly, we experience anticipation and excitement whenever our phone chimes with a notification. Social media and app creators thrive on this concept. They've created algorithms and designed their apps marketing on the addictive tendencies that these devices create. The problem is that you're chasing carrots, and by checking email and social media and this constant up and down of unconsciously seeking out distraction and a hit of dopamine, it prevents you from fully relaxing and being present. So my next podcast episode is going to be all about social media and the effects it has on anxiety, as well as stress levels, self-esteem, comparison, and mental health. So if that's a topic that you're interested in, definitely subscribe if you're listening to the podcast, and also subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, so you'll be notified when that episode does come out. So the solution here is to be intentional when it comes to checking your phone, email, and social media, especially if you're checking work email on a weekend. Ask yourself, is it really imperative that you check this email right now? Could it potentially cause you more stress when you see messages that you need to respond to? So mistake number 3 that prevents you from relaxing is overplanning and overbooking yourself. This might seem obvious, but this also includes non-work related tasks as well. It's so important to socialize, but it's also important to have time for yourself to recharge. I highly suggest taking at least one day off per week from responsibilities or draining activities at a minimum. You must plan for relaxation, because if you don't plan, then it's not going to happen. Having a day off gives you that unstructured time that you need to wind down, just be, and regroup. Sundays are the days that I prefer to take this day off because there's usually not a lot going on, and it gives me that time to clean, organize, and relax before the week ahead. Mistake number 4 that prevents you from relaxing is not taking breaks where you completely disconnect throughout the day. So I can already hear you. I don't have time for breaks. The reality is that you will actually be more efficient and more productive if you're able to take breaks and use those breaks to pay attention to what you're doing in the moment, because that increases your focus. When you continue to work yourself into the ground and move from one thing to the next, and even multitasking, you're not fully engaged in the moment and you're living your life on autopilot. This can result in 2 things. 1, you're not putting the best work into things because you're just thinking about moving on to the next task. Number 2, you're burning yourself out by never taking breaks or slowing down. Taking breaks at home, work, or school, which all of those might be home right now, can help you stop anxious feeling or stop feeling stressed and start relaxing. Taking a break can help you refocus and reflect. Some helpful things to do on a break are going for a walk, taking deep breaths, or eating mindfully. That's when you're just paying attention to the food that you're eating and not, let's say, watching a TV show or listening to a podcast, because that really gives you time to be present and to reset your mind. So these are just a few examples of breaks that bring you fully into your present moment experience and out of the stress of always need to be doing more and rushing. Mistake number 5 that prevents you from relaxing is not getting things out. Your mind can be a scary place, full of thoughts of the things you should be doing or the things you need to remember or all the random stuff that pops up. Without an outlet, the thoughts in your mind fester. And when you have anxiety, they often turn into the worst case scenario of whatever you're thinking about. Let's say it's the weekend and you're relaxing by the pool. All of a sudden, you realize that you forgot to send an email on Friday, and this small thing turns into, I'm going to get fired. My boss is going to be so mad. I should start looking for a new job now. My coworkers are going to think I'm forgetful and incompetent, and on and on. So what helps in this type of situation is to find an outlet. Maybe you can write down the things you've forgotten that come to your mind. So if this thought comes up when you're sitting next to the pool and you have your phone next to you, maybe put it in the notes section of your phone, or use a to-do list app and just add it to there so you remember on Monday and you can let it go for the rest of the weekend. You can even write down these things that come up if it's the middle of the night. Because I know sometimes it can be the middle of the night and maybe something that you're worrying about comes up, something that you're stressing about, or you start to get ideas. I like to have a journal or a notepad next to my bed So if this happens in the middle of the night, then I can just write things down and then go back to sleep and start to relax so that I'm not thinking about those things over again in my mind. Another way of getting your thoughts out is by venting them to a trusting friend, family member, therapist, or coach. And another possible outlet is to exercise and get those worries and stresses out physically. Anxiety is stored in the body physically as energy. So exercise is a great way to get out that pent-up energy. And another method of getting things out is meditating. So that's when you notice the thoughts that come to your mind. You're not trying to stop thinking, but you're just recognizing what's coming up, not judging them, and then just watching them float away like clouds in the sky. What's one thing that these mistakes all have in common? Well, the number one thing that prevents you from relaxing is you. You have control over how you choose to spend your time, when you choose to disconnect, and how you cope with anxious thoughts and overwhelm. So you don't have to wait until you get everything done. You must give yourself permission to relax regularly because you deserve it. To wrap up, today I talked about the 5 mistakes that prevent you from relaxing. Your beliefs about relaxing, when you check your phone, email, and social media when you're supposed to be relaxing, over planning and overbooking yourself, not taking breaks throughout the day, and not getting things out of your head. And my 4 tips to help you relax and take a vacation from those thoughts. So tip number 1 was to write down your thoughts. Tip number 2 is venting to a trusting person. Number 3 is to exercise to get your stress out physically. And 4 is to meditate. And I also talked about how taking breaks makes you more productive. So your action tip is to download my free guide, Goodbye Overwhelm, your guide to accomplish more by doing less. This guide will take you step by step through the process of getting all those thoughts and overwhelming what ifs out of your head so you can take intentional, focused action towards getting more accomplished in less time and actually relax. You can download this guide at calmlycoping.com/overwhelm. Or click on the link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave me a comment and let me know what helps you relax. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new episode. I release new podcast episodes every single Wednesday. Until next time, be calm. Don't forget to check out my other resources on high functioning anxiety. I have over 150 episodes teaching you how to decrease and manage anxiety, adopt a healthy mindset, and manage your time and energy, and so much more. So be sure to check out my other episodes to learn more.